Hey, everybody, welcome to MountainGeek Podcast. I'm Hunter Davenport.
And I'm Brian Bradley.
Sorry for the hiatus. We just had some stuff going on.
It's just, it's a busy semester.
It's super busy. Okay, so got a lot to talk about. Some somber news first, some bad news first. The Las Vegas shootings were just a few days ago, and our condolences, our hearts go out to all those victims. It's the deadliest shooting in U.S. history, which is insane to think about because we've had a lot of deadly shootings.
Yeah, multiple times a year.
Yeah, oh yeah, and just a bunch of. It's always a tragedy when a bunch of innocent people die, just like in Puerto Rico. One of the hurricanes came through. I can't even remember the name of the hurricane now. It was like last week, I think it was. The whole country of Puerto Rico was without power. I mean, the whole country.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no power, the entire country. And, of course, our esteemed president's response to that was delayed and not optimal, so his approval ratings went further down as if they could anymore.
I thought at first you meant the president of ETSU, Brian.
Oh, no. No. Our esteemed president of the United States, that is.
The president of ETSU sits and eats caviar while Puerto Rico...
As if it's his business. How could he just sit there?
He actually did have a response to it. Was probably faster than...
Oh, yeah. You're definitely right, it was, yes.
Well, a hat goes out to the people in Puerto Rico. There's violence on both sides.
I don't have any businesses down there, so...
All right, let me check political.
There we go. We got that out of the way.
We've been political.
Next, school.
Now that you're angry.
Stuff happening at ETSU. Tomorrow, actually, is...
2 days before this goes up, if it goes up on Monday.
Yes. Homecoming. ETSU's homecoming's happening. And,
very exciting.
A lot of people are running, and I only follow one on Instagram, so... before I knew about it, I only saw one candidate. I was like, wow, is she running unopposed?
Which, ETSU actually does it as a popularity contest, which is what it's supposed to be.
What it's supposed to be.
Our high school does it as a fundraiser. Whoever raises the most money for the school gets, wins.
Right.
And that's a very bitter thing.
Yeah, real bitter. Anyway, but probably more wholesome than a popularity contest. Apples, oranges, I guess.
Well, it should be like an election, whoever likes this. But just because it's a popularity contest doesn't mean it's bad. And I'm saying this as someone who definitely would not win.
It's supposed to, whoever represents the spirit of ETSU the most is supposed to. It's like
people go around and make friends and do sociable things and hey, it's good to meet you, Hunter. Vote for me please. For homecoming queen because I'm a bad bitch.
And I couldn't tell you who's running. But they've sent me 6 emails about it. So if you do need to know, just check your student email. They
check your spam folder.
All the stuff goes into my inbox.
Me too.
Oh yes. So
I don't have enough courage to.
Homecoming's going up. Go vote. I'm still going to vote regardless. I mean, it's just a fun thing to do. Catch the game on Saturday. I mean, if you catch one game a year, catch homecoming.
I did go to a football game.
Yes.
I did finally go to one. I've been off and on the weekends, and I took my parents, so we went, and it was hot.
Yeah.
But
just like every other midday for the last 3 weeks.
We won in overtime. It was really close. It was a lot of fun. We went to see the band. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean,
but their show is phenomenal.
Your mom has a mantra about that, doesn't she? About liking football.
Oh yeah, the football game will be before and after the performance of the band.
Both before and after. It's
the opener and the closer for the main event
for the band
instead of But they did.
Because where's the best part of a sandwich? In the middle.
Oh yeah, the meat.
No one eats a sandwich.
Literally, the term for that is the meat of the
the meat
of the show. They did Thriller. Was their finale. It was.
I actually downloaded that on my phone the other day.
Really phenomenal.
Because I was I actually heard a version of it that was no music.
Yeah,
it's just
and
vocals
there's
only,
still so
and
much
it's
rhythm.
still because Michael Jackson was such an accomplished vocalist.
Yeah, he would
you're still going there's no music, it's absolute silence. You're going because you can hear it in your head because he's such a good singer.
Because Michael Jackson would he'd be in the car and he'd be like the actual process. Like he'd be like,
it's at midnight.
And like write it down.
Evils are looking in the dawn. Okay.
And I've always liked Michael Jackson, especially because we had that like period during our lives where everyone thought he was a pedophile, and
allegedly,
so like I feel like he got
a lot of people
rap for that.
A lot of people who liked him like just totally believed those allegations. Mm-hmm. Like, I was kind of too young. I really didn't follow the trial to know that much about it.
I heard about him being a pedophile before I heard about his music.
Yeah, honestly, cool. That's completely reversal. Because he still has the #1 best-selling album of all time. Mm-hmm. No one's beat Thriller yet. If I'm wrong about that, correct me.
No, you're right. It's the most popular music video of all time. They announced that before the band played it. He used the money from that video to buy the Beatles archive. Like
from the Beatles. Like
he was like with the same hand he used to beatbox out the lyrics, he just wrote a check. It was like everything.
Give me it. Yeah, they used to play the Thriller video every hour on the hour. Mm-hmm. Like when it hit 3 o'clock, Thriller video, like Michael Jackson came on. Because I remember my dad and my mom telling me about like if you were just sitting home alone, not really doing anything, or like you were out somewhere and like you were about to go home, it's like, hey, let's get home before 5 so we can watch Thriller. Like, because it's like it was a good music video and like a lot of people liked it, and it came out around like the Halloween time, so it was like it just boosted its popularity.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like Michael Jackson Thriller is just something that's like so ingrained with that. It's not going to go away. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, it's still selling. Like I bought it on iTunes like 2 weeks ago,
and it deserves. So
like, yeah,
it's a really good song,
and it's a great album too. You know, Beat It's on there too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I mean, that's like two. He's probably his biggest hits are on one album. The King of Pop, everybody. Switching gears. While we're talking about the 80s, MTV and Michael Jackson and all that, Blade Runner, you've heard of it. Harrison Ford was in the original movie.
I mean, occasionally.
And he's in the second movie too. He's in the second Blade Runner. It's not like a reboot either. It's like a sequel. And Ryan Gosling's actually the leading guy in the new Blade Runner. Blade Runner is like it's a future dystopian kind of thing. It's as my illustrious co-host who's no longer with us would say, the mother freaking Blade Runner.
Did he really?
He actually used that when I told him that Harrison Ford was actually saw a play that I was in one time.
Oh, I acted in. Remember that story.
He was actually in the audience. I didn't actually get to meet him because I didn't get my makeup off soon enough because he like left because he's actually really asocial. Like he doesn't like to meet people.
Yeah, like.
Which, I mean, I don't blame him. He's just like a regular guy. Like, when his first big roles on Star Wars is Han Solo, and he was reading in for that. He was a construction worker, and they were just like, "You're nice. Come on." Stay. Like, he never asked to be an actor. It just paid really well.
Well, I wrote I actually wrote a paper on this. It's my major.
There we go.
Because he was in, I don't remember what it was called. He was in a movie that George Lucas had directed before, but he was really small time. And for him, like, he wasn't interested in Star Wars, but he knew, like, this is going to be big, and this is going to, like, he's like, this is what I need to pay the bills for the rest of my life. And so, like, he enjoyed making it, even though he doesn't really even enjoy the genre.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, Harrison Ford is, like, the dude.
Was he in American Graffiti? That's the only other...
That's the one. That's the movie.
Oh, because that's the only other movie I know George Lucas has done, besides the Star Wars franchise. I know he's done a lot more, but that's
Harrison
the only one
Ford was... he played like this. He had a role in that.
I haven't even seen it. I think it's on Netflix.
He was still an anti-hero.
Oh, but, yeah.
I'm sure. Like, yeah. But yeah, Harrison Ford is like, he's like introverted. He would rather, like, there are stories about him going into like the hotels that he stays in. He'll like fix shit. Like
fix?
Yeah, like that's what he likes to do. He doesn't like to go places and meet people. He likes to like work on stuff and do projects and like. And so, for someone that's introverted to still be that good of an actor is actually pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. You know, it gives a lot of hope to introverted actors out there. All you people who are out there, listen. Hopefully, please. And But we're starting to post on SoundCloud again. I didn't know if you noticed that. We've actually posted 2 audios on the SoundCloud.
Were we not posting on SoundCloud before?
Not since we went to video.
Okay.
But we were, and then our producer, you could say Don, posted one, and I posted the other. Audio. Don. I posted the audio files. Don. Are posted on there. That's it. That's kind of a tangent, but the new Blade Runner's coming out, and Harrison Ford's actually in it because he's in one of the trailers, and he's like an older version of himself in the old movie, and it's looking like just an extension of the old movie, like where he kind of like went into a limbo at the end of the first movie, and he's like the new guy. I'm not sure how he's related to him exactly, if he is at all, and he's kind of like working himself and Harrison Ford out of that. Like, because it's dystopian, sort of like it came out around the same time as Terminator, so like the whole robots taking over the world thing was still prevalent at that point in time. So be sure to go see the new Blade Runner in theaters. I think it's coming out this Friday.
Oh yeah,
which is today.
Well, we're on the subject of movies. You went and saw it.
Yes! Oh my god, it was so good. Like, I didn't want to see it because I really don't like spooky stuff, like, at all. But I went and saw it and I was like waiting for the whole movie, but it was actually, it was spooky. It did have spooky parts, but honestly, the story, like the way the story was constructed was so good. Like, it really overpowered the scary stuff. Like, it was like, like you kept watching instead of like, this movie's dumb, because like the sense of dread is really there because you didn't know, like, and one part was like was completely unexpected. Like, there's one jump scare where Pennywise comes out. And Beverly does something. I'm not going to say what. And it has the camera on her, and it pans, and then she, like, her neck runs into Pennywise's hand, and he's, like, as big as the door, and he's just like in there. And that, like, it didn't even do anything because it, like, made me jump. Like, it was like, oh my god, it's just like, I wasn't expecting that at all. It was crazy. A lot of jump scares you can see coming. Yeah. Because it's like, the music could go like, whoa,
yeah, the violin's like on its highest octave.
But, like, it was just, like, a calm, like, it was just, like, more of, like, a somber scene that was just, like, oh, well, whatever. And then, like, oh, God! It's like, yeah, it just happened out of nowhere. But the movie's actually really well written. Didn't follow the source material, like, to a T, as far as the book goes, but it's still a great story. If you haven't seen it, it's still in theaters, so you can go watch it. It's highly recommended by me and pretty much everyone who's seen it. One of the kids from Stranger Things is in there, and that's what made a lot of people go see it. Yeah. And the new Stranger Things is coming out the 27th. Oh, cool. New season of Stranger Things. Very cool. With something else we could talk about, I guess, how hype I am for that. Because the first season was great. I mean, the first season was just amazing. What?
I need to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, dude, you do. It is so good.
I'm not going to preach anything that I don't like.
It is so
hold myself to. I need to go watch it.
So good.
That'll probably be my pick of the week next podcast.
season 2 is supposed to, like, the guys. The kids in the show are like Ghostbusters, and they've already started filming on season 3.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
very cool.
It's insane. Let's switch gears a little bit. We've been on that quite some time. You were going to tell me about My Hero Academia. Switch to anime.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, but he's recently started.
The anime just finished its 2nd season, and it is just a delight. Like, I'm kind of I've had a lot of bad experiences where I say this is the best thing ever, and it turns people off of it because they're like, well, no, I already have a best thing ever, so I'm going to watch it. You're challenging me. And so, like, it's just good. Like, a lot of, especially anime, where they add in a lot of characters, and sometimes they overlook their personality and they just boil them down to their powers at some points to keep the story moving. And, like, every character is really dynamic, and, like, they're so unique and twisted in certain ways that, like, every character has a flaw. And it plays into the story, and it's just really well written. And it's superheroes, which is, like, totally done a lot. I don't want to say overdone because I still enjoy the genre. But it's just It's definitely something that you can watch with your friends, by yourself, your girlfriend, your boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the highest regarded anime of 2017. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, everything I've seen about My Hero Academia has been positive. Literally everything. I've not seen a bit of criticism on it.
I don't have any.
It's got stellar voice acting, a bunch of people you would probably know if you are into anime.
Chris Sabat, who's Major Armstrong in Vegeta.
Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z. I mean, who hasn't heard that? At least by now, at least in the meme.
Yeah.
I mean,
you've cheese.
Heard... What?
It's cheese. That's from. Put in the clip.
It's cheese. Cheese.
Okay.
Giving myself more work.
So when is that coming out?
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah, season 2. I just got caught up to season 2, but I was looking for it in English and I couldn't find it, and now it's like
now it's out.
So I take that to mean it just came out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so is it on Hulu or?
It is on Hulu. The second season is not dubbed.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to get a little creative if you want to watch the whole thing dubbed. It hasn't been uploaded to Hulu yet, but it's one of those things like
Hulu's a great place for anime, by the way.
Like you get 3 episodes in, you're like. You can tell if you're gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really easy. You're not gonna be out like some animes like Fairy Tail. You have to watch over 100 episodes, and you're like
before it gets even slightly interesting.
I think I get it.
But My Hero Academia is. It looks amazing. I plan on watching it. Current events: Halloween's coming up.
Ooh.
And with Halloween are Halloween events in video games. Mostly all of them. All the ones that have like constant updates anyway. One that you and I are both excited for is the Overwatch Halloween event.
See, I got Overwatch last Christmas. This is my first event. So I'll have to actually make time and play.
I had Overwatch during the last Halloween event, but I didn't play it at all during that amount of time. I couldn't tell you why. I was probably playing something else. But probably Mad Max. Probably around that time. Yeah.
Because that's a good game.
It's a good game. Mad Max, WB Games is a good game. Same people who made Shadow of Mordor. It was great. Shadow War's coming out too. That's going to be...
yeah. Do we even need to, like...
It looks so good.
Lord of the Rings.
Spooky stuff galore. Orcs and stuff. And speaking of Shadow of Mordor, the Critical Role people actually did like a one-off. It was Sam Riegel, Laura Bailey, Travis William, and Darren DePaul, the guy who voices Reinhardt.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's like friends with the Critical Role people now. He's like on like every other episode.
How could you not be?
I mean, because he said like he lived in New York for a while and then he moved to California, and the people who he got work with were just these folks, and he's like, holy shit, I really like you guys.
Dang, small world.
Yeah. Anyway, the Halloween events that are coming out, Overwatch, one that's world famous is Team Fortress 2 that I used to play all the time. Mm-hmm. Team Fortress 2, if you're going to get into it, it's a free-to-play game. If you really like spooky stuff and everyone being hype about Halloween at the exact same time, go get TF2. Download it. It's free. PC only. It's insane. Their Halloween events are just so over the top. It's great. And they release a whole bunch of new stuff for it. New maps, game modes. I mean, they go all out every year.
It's like kind of Overwatch's predecessor.
It is Overwatch's
it's not made
predecessor.
By the same people.
When I played Overwatch for the first time, I'm like, this is TF2.
It really is.
It is. And pretty much every single mobile game. I don't know how many of you out there play mobile games. Do you play any mobile games?
Yes, I play Fire Emblem Heroes and Fate Grand Order.
Are they having Halloween events?
Yes.
Yeah, every mobile game has a Halloween event.
Now that you mention it.
Because I have Adventure Capitalist, Trailer Park Boys, the mobile game, and like 2 puzzle games. And even the puzzle games have like Halloween events. Like, they're just like, oh, we're going to solve some spooky puzzles. It's like, okay.
There's a picture of a pumpkin on the title screen.
I wonder what it is with, like, Americans and, like, being super hyped up for Halloween. Because, there's the big 3 in America. It's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Not necessarily in any order. But Hallow-Thanksmas is, like, the time of the year Americans thrive on.
I figured it was Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's. I figured that's what people meant when they meant holidays.
Yeah, I suppose. That's like holiday season, you know. But like people get like, Christmas is tied in with New Year's a lot because they're only 5 days apart.
Yeah.
So 6 days apart. Yeah, December's got 31 days.
A week
right?
apart. Yeah.
Christmas, they're roughly a week apart.
Like a week from December 25th is January 1st.
So pretty much from October to January 1st, Americans are just partying their asses off.
Bye.
and buying their asses off too.
Also, if you're still playing Pokemon Go, I'm sure that they're going to have
I'm sure
a
that
Halloween
they're
event.
gonna
They're going to. Last year they cranked up Ghost Pokemon.
Ooh,
there were Ghost
spook.
Pokemon everywhere. Cubone.
Of course, that was back when it was popular, right?
Yeah.
Where did it come out? It came out last year.
It came out the year before, a year from last July, because I remember I was on vacation.
Yeah, most people played it for a little less than a year and then got tired of it. Because I remember seeing the numbers for Pokemon Go and like the starting players, peak players, and then like like current players, and it was sad because the 3 or 4 months after Pokemon Go came out, and it's still, people played it for a while too.
They're still doing stuff for it. They just released Legendary Pokemon, but it just seems like there's a lot of problems with it. I heard that they had an actual event in California. I had to pay to get a ticket to go
to get close to like a location.
Where they were like having this event, and so many people came, like that they couldn't get the server to work, and so it was a lot of people that like stayed up there trying to load up their game
that paid for tickets.
Yeah, it was apparently it was pretty bad. But I want to play Pokemon Go, but I just found everything and I don't mean that like there's stuff I'd like to find, but you get like I walk around and I don't find anything new, and I think to get a shot at the legendaries you have to get like 8 friends.
Good lord! Like do a raid.
Yeah, to do the raids, and it's like just.
It just seems kind of it's a lot more effort than people had to initially put into it, and when you ramp up effort, you also lose participants.
Yeah, it's it's just hard to get psyched up about it.
Yeah.
The other game that's
speaking of new releases.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead. Battlefront 2 beta. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the one for the PS2 either. This is new gen, baby. Tell the viewers about it, Brian.
I'm so excited.
We're both really excited.
Like, it's just Battlefront. The Battlefront remake they did 2 years back.
Yeah,
because it came out when Episode 7 did. It was so good, but there just wasn't very much of it. And there was like $60 for the game and then $60 for the DLC, and I ain't doing that. But this has like
EA.
It just
Battlefront 2 looks really good.
It looks really good.
The demo video that they had was the courtyard on Naboo from Battlefront 2, the PS2 one. You know, the one where everything's like red and it's at night. You know the one.
It's going to be another $60, but I think it's so worth it.
We're both Star Wars junkies here.
Mostly, I feel like that's what we should have got with the first one.
Yeah,
but it's like
they were pretty much like very expensively testing the waters.
Yeah, here's
like,
this.
How are people going to like this?
Here's this apple. No. Okay, here it is for real. I'm sorry that I messed with you. That's what it feels like.
Here's that. No.
And Episode 8 is coming out this December.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that, too.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 is coming out in November. The beta is out this weekend. We've already I haven't had a chance to play it, neither of you.
No.
But we've had a friend who played it who said it's already better than the first one.
Oh, of course.
But basically what they're doing is they're adding a bunch of new stuff. Space battles, like they had in Battlefront 2.
Dogfights.
The old one. And they're adding arcade mode, where because Battlefront had like 4 or 5 different game modes, except this one, Battlefront 2, has like 14 or 15 different arcade modes. Just different ways to play, different ways to have fun with your friends.
And I'm taking classes on special effects and other things this semester, and I'm really looking forward to what ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, which is like the company. It's a special effects company that does basically all of Disney/Marvel stuff, but it was founded to do Star Wars.
Ooh.
And I'm really excited to see what they have. And on like a more emotional scale, Carrie Fisher passed away, but they had a recording done for Episode 8.
And so she had all of her stuff done. And so this will be her posthumous magnum opus.
Yeah,
that's a lot of Latin.
For Honor,
there's a big update coming out today, actually.
Chugging along.
Yeah, Knights are winning, which is good.
I want For Honor to be good.
Oh, I want For Honor. The problem with For Honor is, and pretty much anyone who's played it will agree with us. The problem with For Honor is Ubisoft won't give them the money to fix the game.
Was it you?
Because they're focused on Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah,
their
it was
esport.
It was you that told me that.
Yes. And it's so sad because For Honors is one of their... Ubisoft makes solid games, and For Honor's no exception. But they have problems that they address, but they don't do anything about. Centurion did get a nerf, by the way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's happened this Friday. But their servers are still... Well, how do I say this? Dog shit.
We can't even play together.
It's yeah.
I live on ETSU.
If you have
the Wi-Fi is... The internet is not bad.
If you have slightly subpar internet than what they think you should have, you're getting disconnected.
I went to play with one of my friends. We got 3 minutes into Dominion. We were winning. We both got kicked, and then we couldn't make a group again. But you know what does work perfectly?
Overwatch.
No, like
well.
in For Honor.
What?
If you want to buy steel packs.
Oh yeah,
If you
those
wanna give them
microtransactions are still going strong. For Honor, please fix yourself. This is a plea from two of your biggest fans. Honestly, like we love you, we love the devs, honestly, and we know they do what they can. But Ubisoft, please give them some money so they can do some stuff.
You're putting all these fancy clothes on this game, but it doesn't have all of its limbs yet. So how's it going to function? It doesn't matter if it looks nice.
Okay, let's move on to something before we start crying. Speaking of tears and sadness, Critical Role finally had its last episode with the current group, their current characters. I've talked about it on the show before. It's where a bunch of voice actors you might know, Travis Willingham, who voiced
Roy Mustang
in Full Metal Alchemist, Matt Mercer, who voices pretty much everything, is the DM, and they're just a bunch of, like, as Matt Mercer says, nerdy ass voice actors who get together and play D&D, and it's gained an immense following. They've been playing for just over a year. They started last June. They went to June and until this October as their group, and they were playing slightly before that with the same characters, and when they started recording. They started recording, and now their characters' arcs are supposedly finished now. So they're everyone's like, "Oh, it's over! It's over!" No, it's not over. Like they'll be back. They'll be back after a break with new characters. Because I remember, I think it was Cameron said, no, it was Garrett. It was my roommate Garrett Croson said, like, Critical Role's over. No, they make way too much money doing that. They're just not going to quit.
They have way too much fun.
Yeah, and it's just like they're not going to stop doing that.
And the best thing about doing a next session with the same people is the old characters are like now all powerful and make cameos and they're like still part of the world.
So it makes you like every few seconds.
It's him, it's the guy that was in every episode last season, but now it's special.
So they have back episodes on their Twitch account immediately. So if you missed it, you can go watch it like right now if you wanted to. So
right now.
Okay, speaking of reminiscing, we're getting a little on time. Def Comedy Jam, I feel like this is really important, which pretty much popularized stand-up in the 90s. Like, stand-up was just something you kind of went out and did, and stand-up comics didn't really get paid for anything. Until Def Comedy Jam, where it had, like, all black comics, all this, and it really popularized stand-up, and it was something I used to watch on YouTube growing up. It's probably something my parents wouldn't have liked me watching, but, I mean, it still, like, crafted my sense of humor, in that way. Just like
they didn't want me to see it, but little do they know it's a big part of who I became.
It's a big part of who I became, and it was revolutionary. It gave rise to so it's the reason Martin Lawrence, he hosted it. That is the reason he's famous. It's the reason anyone knows who Dave Chappelle is. It's the reason anyone knows who the producer Russell Simmons is. That really, I mean, he was rich before, but he became even richer after that. It aired on HBO Friday nights, and it just became a staple in everything. And they recently, they're celebrating their 25-year anniversary, and they aired it on Netflix, and it was super funny, because Dave Chappelle and D.L. Hewley went way off script for like 10 minutes. Dave Chappelle was like, he was talking about he hated reading in public, and he was having to read off a teleprompter for most of it. It's like, I'll do anything in public. Oh, you want me to do Def Comedy Jam 25? What y'all want me to do? Read! Oh, man.
You said anything.
It's on Netflix. Go watch it. You will not regret it. It's amazing. It's just all that history in one room. It's intense. We're getting low on time. So you know what time it is, people. It's time for Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week, folks. What is your Pick of the Week this week, my illustrious co-host?
My Pick of the Week because while I was rendering out my homework, making videos and such, I have to just sit by the computer. So I started playing the new Fire Emblem game. It's a remake of the second one. Fire Emblem has like 15 installments. They're all different characters each time. And so like the characters you see in Smash Bros. Are different, like all from different games.
Marth, Ike, you've seen them.
And so this is a remake of 2. This is right after the first game with Marth. And basically, the pitch that I can make for it, that's my pick of the week.
Yeah,
because I beat it, and it was like linear because it was kind of linear because it was like a remake.
Older.
It was a remake of an NES game.
Yeah.
So, but it's fully voice acted. Very like.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, I thought so. And like the reason they said like we can't deliver the amount of emotion that we want to without fully voice acting this game. And like Breath of the Wild was voice acted, and it was hit and miss. Voice acting was probably Breath of the Wild's like weak spot, but nobody cares about voice acting in a Zelda game, so nobody mentions it.
Yeah, so
like, it's not a big deal.
Nobody brought it up. No one
like,
paid attention.
This is
to
some
it.
high quality voice acting for a DS game, 3DS game. And basically, the best way to say it is it's basically like doing your own D&D campaign and playing all the characters. Because they give you characters, you choose a class for each one of them. As they fight, they like have conversations, and you can train them up. There's 2 different modes. One, when a character falls in battle, they're gone forever. That like it locks you out of cutscenes with them. It locks you out of like if you meet someone down the road that would have known a character that you lost in war, they won't join you. Like,
oh god!
And
they got killed. I'm not.
And my heart is weak, and so I don't play that mode. I've never played that mode. Like you can lose kids, and it's like I'm just because the characters all interact with each other and they all have personalities. And
Oh god!
Like, you know,
not personalities.
Yeah, this girl's like, I would really like to visit a farm someday, and she just dies. And it's like, well, that's not gonna happen.
No farm for you, lady.
Oh man. And so you know, a lot of people like the Dark Souls type crowd really love the difficulty aspect of like permadeath, but I don't. I'm weak. But
I'm a soft soul.
I beat it on casual. I still like tried to keep all my units alive, and I had a good time. And it's basically like playing RPG chess. Like you get like all these units, you have paladins and cavaliers and like swordsmen, mages, healers, and you like move them around the board. And some units work well on other ones. Like swordsmen have low resistance to magic, and healers have high resistance to magic. And then there's like terrain, and it's a strategy. It's a tactical role-playing game. And so if that sounds like something you would like, give it a shot. It's not for everyone, but and being an adult is part of like accepting that. Like,
not everyone likes
like
the same
this,
thing.
but if you don't, that's okay.
You know what? That's all right.
Well, why not?
My pick of the week this week is an anime I've been watching. It's been out since 2004. I think was its original air date. Samurai Champloo.
Is it? Did you rewatch it? I thought you'd finished it.
Oh no. I'm only on episode 5. There's like 50-some episodes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
you told me there were like 5 episodes.
No, that's Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is something totally different. Okay. It's great, but it's not like Samurai Champloo at all. Samurai Champloo is about Mugen. Is about a you can call him a rogue samurai named Mugen. I actually read the description on Hulu, and it kind of like made me hate his character less. Mugen's one of those chaotic neutral characters. Like he's just like, give me some beans or I'm gonna kill you, kid. One of those edgy, like overly edgy, like
unnecessarily
unorthodox
violent.
character. Yeah, he wields his katana like a 4-year-old, like just with one hand, wild swings and everything. But he's supposedly one of the best like fighters in the land. There's also Jin, who's like a Ronin samurai, and whoever animated him did their homework. Like, however he holds his sword is like something like straight out of like Japanese martial arts. Mm-hmm. Like he's like Jin is like the opposite of Mugen. He's like methodical. He's good natured. Like he's like he always does the right thing. He's bound by like Bushido. He's bound by like doing the right thing. But he's a Ronin, so he kind of has to like make for himself. And he's super poor, so sometimes Jin has to do things that he doesn't necessarily like for money. That Mugen has no reservations.
He just do on his own.
And a girl named Fu who actually tricks them. Not tricks them very badly, but like tricks them into her them helping her find a certain samurai that smells like sunflowers. And it's just about their journeys through feudal era Japan, getting into altercations with different warlords and mob bosses. So
sounds cool.
Steve Bloom voices Mugen, Tom from Toonami. Orochimaru in Naruto. Just like, kid.
Yeah, that's him. That's totally him.
Yeah, that's him.
You've got it. Nailed it.
It's a great show. Give it a watch. It's that whole like lo-fi vibe. It's just that really chill old anime vibe, except it was like made pretty more modern. It's super cool. Give it a watch if you get a chance. This has been the MountainGeek Podcast. We're out of time. So, everybody, don't forget to like us on Facebook at MountainGeek Podcast. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at MountainGeekP. That's it for this week's episode. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. All right, I'm Hunter Davenport.
And I'm Brian Brady.
See you next time.
Bye.